Hello, welcome back to the Pose of the Week. My name is Aubrey Warren, resident yogi with Rockstar Presenters on Team Beachbody. Sorry I missed you last week. So this week, instead of just one pose, I'm going to give you two. And we're going to kind of start a different series. I decided I wanted to introduce all the different poses in a sun salutation. A sun salutation is the basic flow of poses that most yoga practices, not all, but most yoga practice, at least Ashtanga and Hatha Yoga, are based around this series of poses. So we're going to start out just introducing two. There's several in the series, but we're going to start out introducing two, and I'll add on next week. And soon, within several weeks, you'll be able to do a whole sun salutation on your own. So the basic is mountain pose. It's just your standing basic posture. So you have two choices, either standing with your feet together or hip distance apart. If you're carrying a little bit extra weight, or you have any issues with your knees, you're gonna want to have your feet hip distance apart, directly underneath your hips. So we have our hips, knees, ankles, all in line. If you want to stand with your feet together to practice traditional yoga, that's your choice. But if your feet are together, your knees are together, your thighs are together, your choice, either way. So as we're standing in mountain pose, we're going to spread our toes, place them back down. We're going to feel all four corners of our feet hit the mat. We're going to lift our arches up. When we lift our arches up, it pulls all the way up into our inner thighs. We feel the outside edges of our hips press down, and as we do that, that grounds the outside edges of our feet down to the mat. We're going to pull our kneecaps up into our hips to engage the quadriceps. Ladies, we're going to squeeze our Kegel muscles. This is our Mula Bandha. Men have a Mula Bandha too, but imagine feeling an internal perennial lift as if walking into cold water. Lifts everything up and in. We pull our belly buttons into our spine. We lift our hearts, we relax our shoulders down away from our ears, allowing our palms to fall open, and we slightly feel length through the back of the neck, like a soldier at attention. This is our perfect mountain pose. This is perfect posture. Most people stand like this most of the time. Incorrect. Perfect posture, rolled back, standing up tall in a beautiful mountain pose. This is our first pose of the week, strong mountain pose. Second pose is chair. So we're going to take a deep inhalation, and we're going to sit down into chair on our exhalation. So you have choices with chair. Your hands can either be on your thighs, at your heart center, out in front of you, or up by your ears. I'm going to turn to my side so you can see. So as we sit down in chair, if your feet are hip distance apart, so are your knees. If your feet are together, your knees are together too. You're going to sit deep down into a chair. Ladies, imagine if you're getting ready to go sit on a potty and you don't want to sit on the potty. You're hovering over it. Same idea, you gotta have that booty back. So we're gonna slightly tuck under our tailbone, we're gonna zip up our abs, we're gonna lift our hearts to bring our power into our quads. Our legs are really starting to burn by now. I'm gonna have my arms right in front of me just for today. Shoulders relaxed down away from our ears. So we can either just hold chair pose, or we can find a flow. Inhaling up, exhaling, sitting down. Inhaling up, exhaling, sitting down. So we can either circle our arms, or we can find an exalted mountain, arching the back in between each chair pose. So that's your choice. Do it with me. Are you doing it? Good. Exhale down. So, in our little yoga lesson for the week, we're going to practice Svadhyaya. So there's some yogis out there who I know who've probably studied Sanskrit a little bit more than me. So if I've pronounced it wrong, message me, let me know. Svadhyaya. That's self-study. I love self-study. It's one of the practices of yoga, one of our philosophies. So what I want you to start doing in your daily life is practice Svadhyaya through your posture. Just take a moment, notice, how am I standing? How am I breathing? When we practice our mountain pose, are you physically able to spread your toes? When I first started, I couldn't spread my toes. So I had to start massaging my feet, putting my fingers in between my toes, starting to bring awareness to the body parts that I didn't have awareness. So that's your homework for the week. Practice mountain pose, practice chair pose, whether you're holding them individually or flowing between them, adding the breath with the movement, and start to notice our body's imbalances. Where do you hold on to stress? Have a great week. Namaste. And remember, you can find me either at bootyshakinyogi.com or at rockstarpresenters.com. Have a fabulous day. Namaste.